Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now?
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women. That girl's coming in, she's not top 10, biggest star.
Sam Querrey is going off right now. And when someone like Sam Querrey starts talking, the tennis world listens. Because this is not just any voice throwing opinions around on the internet. This is a man who spent years competing at the highest level of professional tennis, who understands the sport from the inside out, who knows what it takes to succeed on the tour, and who has seen firsthand what real star power looks like when it walks into a room. And right now, Sam Querrey is pointing at one person, and one person only. He is pointing at Alex Eala, and he is saying without any hesitation whatsoever that she has become the single biggest draw heading into upcoming WTA tournaments. Not one of the biggest, not among the biggest, full stop. And Querrey is not saying this quietly. He is not whispering it in a corner somewhere hoping nobody notices. He is going all out. He is putting it on the table in front of everyone and daring anyone to challenge it. He is declaring that Alex Eala has reached a level of drawing power that puts her above the rest of the field in terms of the attention and excitement she generates every single time she steps onto a court. And if that was not already bold enough, Querrey and the group of experts rallying around this conversation are taking it one step further. They are saying that Eala is on a trajectory to surpass even Aryna Sabalenka herself when it comes to pulling people in. Think about what that means for a moment. Sabalenka is the world number one. She is a multiple Grand Slam champion. She is one of the most dominant and recognizable players on the planet right now. And these experts are looking at the landscape and concluding that when it comes to filling stadiums, generating that electric atmosphere, and making people feel like they absolutely cannot miss a match, Alex Eala is already doing it at a higher level.
Wins a slam, it would be like one of the biggest things in the world.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the
Hare's argument is not built on speculation or wishful thinking. It is built on what is actually happening at these tournaments right now. The numbers do not lie. The crowds do not lie. When Alex Eala is scheduled to play, something shifts. Something changes in the air. People who had no plans to attend suddenly find themselves trying to get tickets. People who already had tickets find themselves talking about the match days in advance. Fans travel from extraordinary distances from across continents from the other side of the world just to be in the same building as this young woman from the Philippines and watch her compete. The amount of attention she commands on a court is not something that can be manufactured or replicated. It is completely natural. And Querrey is saying very plainly that none of the top-ranked players on the tour right now, including the world number one herself, are generating that kind of pull in the same way. He even went as far as suggesting that some of the top 10 players on the WTA tour might be looking at the scenes around Eala and feeling a certain kind of way about it. He is talking about players like Sabalenka, women who have worked their entire lives to reach the pinnacle of the sport, women who have won the biggest titles the game has to offer, and suggesting that the wave of attention following Eala around might be something they have noticed and cannot easily ignore. That is a significant thing to say, and Querrey said it anyway, because that is the reality of what is unfolding right now in the tennis world.
The biggest draw in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
The broader group of experts surrounding this conversation are taking it even further when it comes to what Eala could achieve this year. They are putting their full weight behind her after the enormous surge she has made in the rankings. They are arguing that if Alex Eala ends up winning a Grand Slam in 2025, it would be the single biggest moment in professional tennis in recent memory. Not just for the Philippines, not just for Asian tennis, for the entire sport globally. They are saying it would be remembered for years and years to come. The kind of milestone that rewrites narratives and creates a whole new generation of fans who point to that moment and say that is when everything changed. That is a massive statement. And the fact that respected voices in the tennis world are making it tells you everything about how seriously people are taking Eala's potential right now. Now, here is where the story gets even more compelling because it is not only the analysts and the pundits driving this conversation. The players themselves are jumping in. Jessica Pegula, one of the top competitors on the WTA Tour and someone with years of experience at the highest level of the game, came forward with an account of what she experienced when she faced Eala at the Miami Open last year. And what she described was remarkable. Pegula said she walked into that match and was genuinely astonished by what she saw. She had not expected it. She had not prepared herself for the atmosphere that was waiting for her inside that venue. The energy was electric. The crowd was enormous, passionate, impossibly loud, and completely locked in on every single point. Pegula said it was insane, and she meant every word of that in the best possible way. She was not there to complain about it. She was marveling at it. She was standing inside that atmosphere and recognizing that she was witnessing something genuinely special. Pegula was very specific in what she went on to say. She pointed out that whether it was Miami, the Australian Open, or Dubai, Alex Eala has consistently drawn the biggest crowd support of any player on the entire tour. People show up for her in numbers that no other player is generating right now. People travel for her. People wait in lines that stretch far beyond what any normal match would produce just for the chance to be inside the stadium and watch her play. That kind of magnetism is extraordinarily rare. That kind of deep, genuine, emotionally invested connection between a player and a fan base is something that tennis as a sport has been trying to build in new markets for years. And here is Alex Eala already delivering it without any manufactured campaign behind it, purely through the force of her talent, her personality, and the power of her story.
She has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour. They all come out to support her, and so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on a too small.
And then Novak Djokovic added his voice to everything that was already being said. A man with more Grand Slam titles than anyone else in the history of the sport. A man who has experienced professional tennis at every possible level for over 2 decades. Djokovic stepped forward and called Alex Eala the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. He said she deserves every bit of respect and recognition the sport can offer. And he specifically spoke about the way her scheduling and court assignments have been managed at various tournaments, making clear that he believes the situation around her has not always been handled in a way that reflects her actual status and drawing power. When Djokovic says something like that, the entire tennis world takes notice. This is no longer just fans making noise. This is the greatest of all time standing up and saying that Alex Eala deserves better and that the sport needs to treat her accordingly.
Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest. So things like that happen. I mean, it's... you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. So
the analysts are now bringing all of these threads together and arriving at one clear conclusion in terms of raw drawing power, in terms of the sheer number of people Alex Eala pulls in from every corner of the globe. She is operating at a level that even Aryna Sabalenka has not matched. Nobody is diminishing what Sabalenka has accomplished inside the lines. She is a champion of the highest order. But the analysts are drawing a distinction between winning titles and having the kind of cultural and commercial impact that transforms a sport and opens it up to entirely new audiences. And on that measure, they're saying Alex Eala stands alone right now. Sam Querrey started this conversation, but it has grown far beyond one man's opinion. The players are saying it, the legends are saying it, the experts are saying it, and the crowds showing up everywhere Alexa Eala plays are saying it louder than anyone. The biggest draw in tennis. That is what she has become. And everything happening around her right now suggests that this is only the beginning.